Hey everybody, welcome to today's supplier illumination call. Today we have Rachel and Ken with Ring Central, as well as Mike from Dialpad. First of all, I'd like to thank all the suppliers that we've had participating throughout this series. We've had a great response from both partners and suppliers on these. And by the way, these supplier illumination calls are currently scheduled to run through the end of May, but may be extended from there. Just to jump into next week, just high level overview of next week, excuse me, this week. As you can see, we've got the lineup today, Dialpad and Ring Central. Tomorrow we've got NICE, InContact, and Spectrum. Then Wednesday, AT&T and Telstra. Thursday, Fuse and SATA, and then rounding up the week with Five9 and Nextiva. As a reminder, later on this afternoon, we also have a SE series webinar going on. Ivan Painter will be doing a security-focused webinar this afternoon, so please make sure to join that as well. As part of this illumination series, we've also been running a drawing for any partner participants that attend all 5 sessions during the week. And this Monday, we get to announce a winner, which I'm going to do right now. So it looks like the winner of last week's series, Bob Reno from Texas, Big Data Analytics and ERP. Bob, you just won yourself a $50 Amazon gift card. I'd imagine if you're anything like me, spending that $50 gift card's probably going to be one of the high points of the week as far as getting out and doing something. So enjoy that card. Let's do this. Let's jump into Dialpad. Mike, welcome back. Excited to have you on the call again. So why don't you just do a brief introduction to yourself and tell us a little bit about Dialpad to start off.
Yeah, good morning, Andy. Good morning, everybody. My name is Mike Kane. I'm our Vice President of Channel Sales here at Dialpad. Super excited to do another one of these series. We did one about 2 weeks ago. Had really good feedback, got a lot of questions. So hopefully you guys do the same, put that feedback in there, get those questions out. We tried to get you guys answers to all your questions in a really quick manner, so please do the same. So Dialpad, for those of you who are not aware, we're a full business communications platform. So it's your UCaaS, your CCaaS, and your video conferencing. The entire platform runs on Google's cloud platform. The founders of Dialpad are the founders of Google Voice. And so that enabled us to really take that same kind of architecture that we had at Google, spin it out to Dialpad, and we've been having a lot of good success with Intelisys. Intelisys is our #1 partner across the board. So the revenues were #1 in 2019 with Intelisys. We continue to see a huge amount of pipeline with the Intelisys partner community, and then we've expanded out our partnership out into the UK and beyond. So super excited to be here, Andy.
Great. Thanks, Mike. Well, speaking of the last time we were on together, the last time we focused heavily in conversation around your UCaaS offering and your video offering. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your contact center offering?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I think we talked about UCaaS and video, obviously, when COVID hit for all of us. We all are in our homes, and the big theme we heard from our partners and from our customers was to get folks stood up on video immediately. I think we've all lived this, we all know this. What we want to talk about as well, though, is we're starting to see a heavy adoption in our CCaaS offerings, or how we frame it. There's 2 product sets. It's Dialpad Support and then Dialpad Sell. Dialpad Support are for inbound calls coming in, and then Dialpad Sell, a bit more unique offering, is for folks making outbound calls from their homes or where have you, and that is for salespeople to make more productive calls. So for Dialpad Support, so if you think about our offering, it's all one platform. So if you're a user of our UCaaS offering, Dialpad Talk, and you're a user and you're on your laptop and you're taking your calls, it's very easy if Andy's the administrator to set me up as an agent. So he just goes in, sets Mike up as an agent. It's not a whole new deployment. It's the exact same platform. And now I'm in an agent. Now, what's unique about Dialpad, though, is that we have our real-time transcription, and we call it voice intelligence, which is listening to the calls in real time. So that enables the supervisor, wherever they are, to view all the calls that are happening of those agents in that queue. But more importantly, they're able to go on and click on every single one of those calls and read the transcription in real time of what's happening on that phone call. So we'll get into it a bit, Andy, but that enables the supervisors to really get a glimpse and really make those users more productive. For Dialpad Sell, that's for somebody like myself, a salesperson making outbound calls. Same thing, the voice intelligence is listening to that call, listening to the words that I am using, and then it'll coach me along the way. So it'll say stuff like, hey, Mike, you're talking a bit much. Stop giving a monologue. Why don't you take a breath? Like right now, probably. And then in addition to that, it'll give me some coaching on some of the words that I'm using, like you're using too much. You're saying too much. Easy on your filler words. So stuff like that, we'll get into a little bit, but that's how we're able to make those users more productive. And that's what our contact offering looks like. All the basics you might imagine are there, the ability to set up the trees, and we can talk to our channel team about the specifics of it, but all the basics are there. But that's our differentiators, is the voice intelligence and real-time transcription.
All right, interesting. So, to add to that, last conversation that we had where we were talking about work from home is related to COVID-19. Let's talk about contact center agents working from home, and how with your platform you're able to, track the productivity of those agents and see what they're doing and whether or not those agents need help.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we would all agree when the world flipped overnight. I think everybody rallied. It was really amazing to see, from Dialpad internal employees to our customers to the partner community. Just incredible, the ability for everybody to just rally around and get productive right away. I do think the long term, we do need to have additional tools to keep everyone productive. And so we feel that our Dialpad solutions does help that. So let's get into specifics. So let's say you're in the Dialpad support and you have a customer calling in and you're unhappy because something has been delayed. Let's say a package is delayed and you're waiting for that tracking number. It hasn't been delayed. There's lots of reasons why a package will be delayed, by the way, in today's world, but let's say that's the case. And let's say the customer is getting upset, right? Their tone starts to increase. The clip of the words gets a little bit faster. They talk a little bit louder. The words they use, I'm frustrated, I'm upset. So a supervisor in a Dialpad environment can look at all the 50 calls that are happening at the same time. And there's sentiment analysis that is scoring those calls. So if a call is going well, it's going to be in green, right? If a call is going okay, it's neutral, it's just a regular call, nothing notable about it, it's going to be in gray. If the call is going not so good, it's going to start to flash pink and then ultimately red, and then it'll start to flash. So a supervisor is viewing all this in real time, can click on and say, oh, let me click on that red call, and then see what's happened here. That customer is upset, and start to coach that rep a little bit, right? You can send a message, you can barge the call, all the basics of a contact center and call center. But it enables that supervisor to really help an agent who's out in a different state in their home be much more productive in real time, which is what matters in today's world.
Interesting. So let's kind of piggyback again off the COVID-19. So, except look at from the other side, post COVID-19. How do you see, what's going on today, kind of helping with the involvement, basically, of UCaaS and contact center? What changes do you guys think are going to be taking place once we're through this?
Yeah, I'm sure my friends at RingCentral are going to echo the point here that ever in the post-COVID world, a UCaaS and CCaaS solution got qualified and vetted out overnight for the world, really in 2 weeks, where everyone needs to be out in their home. I think the world's forever changed. I mean, if you just look at an office environment, for example, so I could take Dialpad for an example. We're headquartered in San Francisco, beautiful space right off the Embarcadero, really nice part of town. But to live in the city of San Francisco, as you guys know, is extremely expensive, right? One of the most expensive cities in the world. So a lot of our employees and a lot of folks just in general in the city live out in the outskirts. So our CEO started to think about, why would we then go have these huge spaces where everybody goes and commutes out from different parts of the South Bay or Silicon Valley to go into San Francisco? to go flip up the laptop that they were using, that morning before they did that hour-long commute, and then flip up that laptop again. So I think in the post-COVID world, we're really going to have to, I think everybody's starting to think about it now, is like, does it make sense all the time to go into the office every single day? We've proven out that a good solid UCaaS offering can keep that person productive through video like we're doing right now, and through the solution at their homes. So I think it's going to be really interesting what shakes out. I think probably going to see a bit of a hybrid world. But I think in the future, after post-COVID, I think UCaaS, the space that we're all in, that our partners are helping us with, has never been more valuable for companies.
Absolutely. So we've got a question that just came in from Robbie. Is Dialpad sentiment analysis your own technology, or are you leveraging a third party for that?
Yeah, thanks for the question. No, it's our own. So Dialpad acquired a company called TalkIQ out in San Francisco, and that is the voice intelligence engine. Both that runs on GCP as well. So that voice intelligence goes across the entire platform. So from video conferencing to Dialpad Talk, which is our UCaaS offering, to the contact center.
Thank you. So, we've heard from lots of suppliers, and I've even seen it in some of the platforms I use, or other members of my family even use within our house during COVID-19, and all these people, being pushed to the work from home environment. Basically scaling and capacity issues related to growth on their platforms. What have you guys seen in that space, and has it been a challenge or not?
Well, I don't want to jinx it, so knocking on wood here. It hasn't impacted us yet. So I think one of the secret sauces of Dialpad is we run on GCP, which gives us the amazing ability with that elastic scale, right? So we have, like everyone else, seen dramatic uptick, over 100x, specifically on our video conferencing and our UCaaS offering. So just like everyone else, increased minutes, taxing this system. What enables us to really scale is GCP. So so far, knock on wood, we haven't had any challenges whatsoever.
Okay. Got another question from Robbie. Can you define transcription in real time?
Yeah. So Robbie, reach out to our team wherever you're based at. We have a map inside here that you can download that has your channel manager. We'll get you set up with an account. But for example, we were using Uber Conference for this right now. As I'm speaking, you can read the transcription of what I'm saying. And then when Andy speaks, it has Andy's name and it's saying what Andy's saying. Now the transcription is about 85%. It gets smarter the more it hears me. So the more it hears me and my accents, my Southern California accent, and the words that I use and my speech inflections, it will start to pick that up and get smarter. But on any call, is transcribing it in real time. So you can read it as it's happening. It can actually be distracting because you're watching what you're saying as you're going, but it's pretty cool.
More questions popping in here. GCP platform, what does that stand for?
Sorry.
First one.
Google's cloud platform. We call it GCP. Google's cloud platform, like I was sharing earlier, our Google relationship. In fact, the Google reps get compensated on their side for selling Dialpad as we run on GCP. So that enables us to really help out with our Intelisys partners. If they want to get to know who their Google reps are, we work very closely with them, so we're able to connect up both parties.
Okay. Lewis has a question here too. Is there a minimum amount of UCaaS seats? Do they service outside the US? And what are the spiffs? I'll answer the third one quickly. The spiffs you can find on my Intelisys, but minimum amount of UCaaS seats and service outside the US.
For our partner community, the minimum amount is 11 seats. If you have sub 11, again, reach out to the channel manager. We can certainly talk about it. We've done exceptions before in the past. What was the second question, Andy?
Your platform, global connectivity for your platform, where your hops.
Yeah, 80+ countries. Again, the beauty of Google gives us incredible scale. So we do really well in international locations. If you have your customers with international, that's where Dialpad does really well.
Okay. And let's see, the last one, and I'll jump back into mine, is do you guys have any plans to increase the limit of numbers of video users beyond 9?
Yeah, great question. We are indeed. So our video runs through the browser. So there's no download. You're running all that HD video through the browser. So it makes for the ability to stand up a video call very quickly. To that said, it might limit the amount of video conferencing at one same time. So we have the 9 tiles. But we've got that feedback loud and clear over the past past month. And so we in the next month, you'll see more additions. I don't have the exact number for you, but I know for sure it's going to be raised pretty dramatically. But reach out to me in a month and I'll give you the exact number.
Okay. I want to ask you a question about integration. So, one of the key things that end users are curious about when, vetting out different UCaaS platforms is what integrations do they have with third-party, platforms such as even something like 365 and Teams. I understand you're heavily partnered with Google in their world, but what other integrations do you guys have that you see a lot of your clients looking for?
Yeah, thanks for the question. So we talk about Google a lot, but the look and feel of when we're on a call, me and Andy are on a call, it'll show my emails that I shared with him. It'll show any kind of calendar, any kind of documentation. All that we have in G Suite. We also have in Office 365. The other native integrations is Salesforce. So you can click to dial within Salesforce environments, Zendesk, ServiceNow, Slack. Teams is coming out. We're waiting on Microsoft, but Teams is out here shortly. Again, if you go to our site, we can list out all the integrations, but for the majority, most of the integrations that your customers have, we were able to integrate with. In the case we can't, we have an open API that we're able to build that hook in. So the integrations is an ability for us to do really well.
Okay, great. Final question. So one of the hot topics, over the past couple months that I'm sure you guys have, both of you guys have heard about, but is related to telehealth and telemedicine. And I'd just like you to touch quickly on where Dialpad can help in that space, and are you HIPAA compliant?
We are HIPAA compliant. And I would say it's interesting. What we're starting to see is even healthcare companies are reaching out to Dialpad for joint offerings to take out to their member base, because telehealth is exploding dramatically, as you just shared. And so the ability that's becoming quickly. Again, I'm sure RingCentral is going to, or my friends are going to say the same thing. We're seeing that a big dramatic increase of telehealth customers for Dialpad, leveraging our video conferencing. But I would say what's unique to us, again, is going back to that transcription. In many cases, those doctors want to have a record of the call, and the ability for them to take notes is a big part of their ability to take as many calls as they can, because after every single call, they have to then transcribe all those notes. What's like about Dialpad is speeding them up is that they have the transcription there. They're able to take that call, take what they need, take it out, put it in their depository of record, and then move on to the next call. So again, like a lot of other folks, we're seeing quite a bit of increase there.
Great. Mike, thanks for your time. If we have some time at the end, we'll come back for some more Q&A. But quickly, I'd like to introduce RingCentral. We've got both Rachel and Ken here. Why don't you guys say hello and tell us what's going on over at RingCentral.
Good morning, everyone. Rachel Casillas here, the National Account Manager at RingCentral. I manage the partnership between RingCentral and Intelisys.
And good morning, everybody. Kim Blanc, I'm a solutions engineer in the channel team as well, and I also support Rachel and Intelisys. And what's going on at RingCentral? Honestly, it's almost been business as usual for us. I mean, our products and services were really already established for this type of environment. It just so happened that, we were all kind of forced to go into this remote teleworker environment. So for us, really, kind of business as usual.
All right. Well, Ken, so a lot of us have heard something kind of exciting going on over there at RingCentral related to your video offerings. So why don't you jump on in and tell us all about it?
Yeah, for sure. It's really been an exciting month for us for the release of our RingCentral video platform. RCV for short, if you want to use that. We've really been working on this product internally for about 3 years. We definitely have a group of individuals within the company that are video focused already. And we were in beta with it for a complete year. And then also we ran with it on our AT&T platform, our Office at Hand, since November of 2019.
Wow, wow. So why did RingCentral decide to release their own video meeting platform when you guys have been using RCM for years, which is powered by Zoom?
Yeah, for sure. Kind of odd timing, for sure, with everything that had been going on with everything from Zoom and the media. But really for us, I think it just a couple things. It really allows us to innovate much more quickly. So we can take feedback from partners, from the user community, and be able to react upon those internally and be able to create other services and features associated with video. The other thing is just really the expertise in house that we had, and then just really combining and continuing our vision to reduce the app overload, right? Everybody has all this app overload. So our future, our thoughts going forward are, we want to minimize the need to have like a separate video app downloaded, and to also, we have this integrated into our unified application already, as well as our mobile application. So kind of shrinking down the need for apps and really driving it down into 2 really main applications.
So with, a lot of us were used to Zoom being there. What are some of the key features going to be with RCV that should really stand out?
Kind of like Mike said, we went browser with this one. So we're definitely browser based. It's, again, not having to have like a separate meetings application downloaded to your PC as an example. So no need for downloads, no need to expose yourself to, to viruses or things like that, malware when you're doing a download. It has moderator and host controls, and we can already support up to 16 tiles of video into the browser environment. And then from a security feature too, just the meeting lockout features. Again, it's already incorporated into the RingCentral Unified application and the mobile application. And we've already embedded it into the scheduling functionality of the Outlook plugin, as well as our Office 365 and our Chrome WebRTC soft phones. So some good features there.
Yep.
Also from a licensing perspective, really we're upping the participants on a standard license from 4 on the RingCentral video platform. I'm sorry, the RingCentral meetings platform powered by Zoom. It's kind of fun having 2 different video platforms. And then the RingCentral video platform is going to have up to 100 participants on the standard user license. So a massive increase in that. And cloud storage too. We really focused on making it cloud storage and making it secure. So from an access perspective, you can access it through your login on the browser side, but also you have capability to access it through our RingCentral Unified app and get to your recordings. And it also allows you to share those recordings within the Unified application. And cloud storage is 1 year, and it's unlimited for that 1 year. So some cool features there. Okay. And then I would say lastly, as you know, we focus a lot on QoS, or quality of service. And so we built in a network quality indicator, not only live within the meeting itself, so you can see the quality, the bandwidth of your connection that you currently have, as well as all the participants. And then you have the capability to go into the analytics portal and be able to pull up adoption and use information. And then also to look at the quality of service, not only for a live meeting that's currently occurring, but you can also do it for, of course, historical meetings. And we're picking up packet loss and jitter, frames per second, anything that's associated with the video signal itself.
Okay. Good. That sounds exciting. I do want to ask you though. You touched on security. a
Yeah.
couple times while you went through there. So security's been, obviously in the news and coming up with some of the platforms that are out there is a major concern, especially with, just not just the rapid adoption to these platforms because of COVID-19, but also our children are using them during the day. So you want to touch
Yeah.
on that a little bit as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Security is, definitely key in mind for all of us in this environment. It's kind of funny how we were sort of laxed upon it until everything came out here in the past 6-8 weeks. But so how we're tackling it is really a couple of different things. So first of all, we included a white paper in our documentation with the packets today. And within that white paper, it really details out, it's a couple pages long, on some information in regards to our security for the RingCentral video platform. And it really leverages TLS, which is encryption over the browser side for endpoint to server encryption. The cloud storage is AWS S3 storage, and it has 256 kilobit key encryption. And it's at the file level, which is really important because file level encryption is every single file on that disk, as opposed to disk level encryption, which would just be if you break that one key, right, you've got access to everything on that specific disk. So file level encryption there. And then we also pushed out this quarter in our service web and the admin side, the capability to enforce policies out to the user community within the platform. So if you want, as an admin, to make sure that everybody has to use a password for a meeting, or maybe you want to turn off the capability to join before the host, which has been some of the exposure, you can set that now as an IT admin policy out to the users within the platform. So I think that's really huge. And then HITRUST, so we're already HITRUST certified, as well as SOC 2, FINRA, and HIPAA on the RCV platform. So those are the things that we're doing for RCV. But I know what everybody is really, really interested in is truly what's going on with the vulnerabilities of Zoom. And a couple things there, just high level, and definitely reach out to Rachel and I. We can get you some more detailed information. But some of the key things that were occurring within that security issue was the UNC links. Those are active URL links that you could copy and paste into the chat window of a meeting. And so a lot of what was happening is with those live links, if somebody was able to break into the meeting, you could click on that link and potentially get inside of a customer's network. So we're disabling those links. You could still paste them in there, but if you're going to click on them, they're not going to go anywhere. You'd have to copy and paste them into a browser window to be able to do that.
Okay.
Also, war dialing, right? War dialing was another one. I mean, how many Zoom meetings have we seen where they start with 149 or 148? You've already given a security person 3 of the digits out of 9. So when someone enters a wrong meeting ID now, that there's going to be an invalid meeting ID invalid meeting notification will no longer be displayed in the meeting join page. So that was another issue that was out there.
Okay.
Facebook, right? Facebook's another one. We of course have the capability for the Facebook SDK within the RingCentral iOS environment, but we never enabled it. But we're going to completely remove it anyway, so no access to it by accident or anything. And then removing the attention tracking features. That is something that we all have concerns about, which is privacy, right? Our privacy as people, as individuals, as employees. So we're removing the attention tracking functionality as well within there. And so those are like the top level main things. And again, you can get a couple other things for security guidance with us. Is you could go out to Google and do a search for RingCentral Security Advisories or RingCentral Security Responses, and it will take you to our knowledge base out on our website, and you'll be able to also get more security information there.
Great. Thanks. Hey, I want to get to a couple questions here that just came up while you were answering that. Is this part of the ACO offering, RCV? Is that going to be part of that offering?
You know, I'm not sure. I don't have much knowledge on the ACO side. Rachel, would you happen to know that?
I do actually know that. So yes, ACO is utilizing our RCV platform.
Great. Got another question coming in here. Let's see. If a client is on RingCentral, will they lose Zoom and be forced to switch?
That's a fantastic question, and the answer is no. We're going to be supporting both platforms for quite some time, and we actually have a really nice try before you buy option, so we can expose both video platforms to a customer or a partner, and then they can choose within the service web admin site which users use RingCentral meetings powered by Zoom and which users use RingCentral Video.
Okay. Let's see here. Got another question coming in. Does RCV support SIP 323 room systems?
Another great question. The connectors license for room systems is down the roadmap, third, fourth quarter. We will only be supporting the SIP protocol on the RCV platform, not H.323.
Okay. Okay, great. Great. Rachel, got one here for you. What can RingCentral do to help companies get up and running quickly on your cloud platform? So, you know, for those companies that aren't looking for 30 to 60-day implementations, what are you guys able to do?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Everything is, you know, if you're not fast, you're dead right now. So the vast majority of RingCentral's products, they don't require an expensive implementation. So, you know, RingCentral, a sales partner, a customer can really flip the switch on, you know, file sharing, team collaboration, audio, video meetings within minutes. And this also can just be on any device. You don't have to have hardware. You can use your mobile app, which is, I think, what most people are using nowadays. Regarding the, you know, 30 to 60-day activity that you were just talking about, for those customers that do need to go from 0 to 60 in today's climate, we are offering some free licenses that are also contract free for 90 days on our UCaaS and CCaaS.
Wow. It's kind of interesting. You mentioned, you know, being able to turn up people really quick, especially like on their mobile apps. Is that a trend you're starting to see? More and more organizations maybe going with a mobile first strategy for all, or maybe a percentage of their users?
Absolutely. I think that, again, many people on this call, including myself, never even touch our hardware phone. You know, I honestly haven't for a while. I'm using my AirPods, my mobile application right now. So it is something that is scalable, and we're seeing a lot of people move to it because it's just simpler for organizations to, again, light these types of licenses up faster. And it's user friendly, obviously.
Yeah, no, agree completely. My hard IP phones are sitting on in a box, waiting to be shipped out. Haven't used them in a long time.
Mine are all, you can't see mine. Mine are all behind me on my wall unit, and they're not turned on.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, I really want to thank everybody for participating in today's call, both partners as well as Dialpad and RingCentral. Thanks for your time. That's all we have today. Everybody have a great rest of the day, and don't forget about the SE webinar that we have with Ivan Painter this afternoon. See you guys later.
Awesome. Thanks, Andy.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, see you guys.